Ah, well, hey. All right. Hi guys. Heyo, how are we doing? How are we doing? Well, welcome to the Blank Page. My name is Victor Rowe. I'm an author. I'm a writer. I'm a thinker, professional storyteller, or soon to be professional. And this is a podcast about creativity, about analyzing stories and discussing them, but obviously it's not an actual discussion, you know. You guys can't really talk back as I'm talking to mic and a camera in an empty room besides myself and maybe my dog that might show up. I want to talk about expectations. Every episode I write a little page of topics of, hey, talk about this, hey, talk about that, hey, maybe bring this in. And then after every podcast, I'll take the second half of that page where I wrote my topics and talking points and things I wanted to discuss, and I'll take notes on the actual podcast itself, where I'll go, this is really good, this is really bad, don't do this, focus on talking like this, maybe be a little more animated, maybe speak clearer, try not to do too many just things that help with recording. And it's definitely helped. It's definitely helped. However, something, sort of byproduct came out of that, where analyzing too much, I had a non-actual image of what I wanted the show to be in my head. Non-actual meaning I can't define it. I want to be successful. Doesn't mean shit, because you're not saying what you want to be successful at. You're not saying what you want to be successful with, to, you know? You're not defining anything. It's an open statement, and it's useless. So what I wanted to do was actually think about what I wanted the show to be. What do I want this show to be? I wanted it initially just to be this thing that helped me promote my books or my plays or my writing, whatever, you know? And it very quickly became a way for me to discuss the things that I want to talk to people about and the things that I want to go in depth with people about. And it became that kind of outlet for me, that kind of way to put myself out into the world and share some things that I really want to talk about. Most of the time, it is just stories and plays and deep dives into characters and themes and all that stuff. I mean, last episode was all about I have no mouth and I must scream, and that wasn't even a tenth of the stuff I wanted to talk about. And when I'm actually able to get my ideas onto a list and discuss them, that kind of idea of having this be an outlet for me to get my ideas out there felt selfish. It feels selfish, kind of like a, hey, I'm so cool, I'm so important, I'm so smart, come listen to what I have to say. who am I? You know, I don't even have my first book out. And yeah, I'm getting it out. I plan on having it out within 2 months, which is insane to say. But who am I? You know, who am I to you? I'm some random guy on the internet. And even then, I look at the views and they're nil, nothing. 40 is a huge number for me, where it used to be 5 views every podcast or 0 for a lot of them. And so I should be happy that there's growth, and I should be happy, and I should be happy, and I'm not. That's why I want to talk about expectations. I have this thing where whenever something good happens, I get really sad, and I don't know why. Rarely when something bad happens, so I get sad. Rarely. I remember this one time I was driving home from work, and I worked the overnight shift, so I was very sleep deprived. It was before I really figured out how to manage my sleep schedule. And I was very tired driving home. It's my old truck. And I start dozing off. Not even halfway home. It's a 30-minute drive. So I have 20 more minutes of nodding off on a busy highway. And this is when I learned not to do that. I'm maybe 5 minutes from my home. I've made it this far. I've punched myself in the leg, biting my tongue, yelling at myself, screaming at myself, smacking myself in the face, the whole nine. And I'm passing what had to be 20 some construction workers, actual people with lives and families and dreams and ambitions, and are just working to get a paycheck, and probably have kids at home that wanted to see them when they got there, and wives that wanted to make them food, or they were sad and they were trying to get their lives together, and they were like coping addicts. Like, these were actual people with fucking lives. And if it wasn't for the barricade, they would have been gone. I doze off, and what I assume happened was I was drifting to the right a little bit. It wasn't like a heavy curve. It was one of those like gentle glides, and the barricade to the side was very close to the street to begin with, but there was this little part that jetted out, and so you had to do this like quick little swerve to avoid it and get into the new right lane. And I was asleep, so I hit that with my front tire, and I wake up and I'm looking at the sky, and I slam back down, and only my right tire popped. And then I had to go deal with that. I drove off, and I was about to be my town, so I wasn't too far off, and it was a whole thing. But I was totally calm the entire time. It was an extra 5 hours, an extra $300, an extra pain in the ass. And I never really got sad about it. It was just something to fix. It was just something to deal with. It was something to laugh about. And you know, I got 40, I think we're at like 40 some views, 46 views for episode 21 of Eat the Blank Page, what you're listening to, and on YouTube. And it's the most views for a podcast that I've gotten. And so at first, when I saw the number, I was like, yeah, let's do it. But then I just got sad. I got really down for no reason. I put out like 15 episodes that got 0 views for like 4 weeks, 5 weeks. And I was always like fire ready. Let's go. I'm going to try even harder. I'm going to work even harder. I'm going to go. And I get something that's not even successful on anyone else's metric. And I know the whole comparison is the thief of joy, whatever. But that's not the point. The point is, I did good. I did good. And I'm not happy. I'm not happy. Yeah, I'm starting to get the whole in my head thing with, oh, like you should be at like 100 views. You should be at like 100,000 views. Even if you were at 100,000 views every episode, you wouldn't be a successful podcast. And those thoughts, like they pile up, you know, and it gets hard sometimes where I don't know why I'm not happy. You know, I don't know why success makes me feel so down. And I don't know. I've always had it even in like physical stuff, like the gym, right? I used to throw discus. In high school, I used to throw discus. And there was one day I had a very, and I mean a very tough workout. It was me by myself. I carried about 50 pounds of equipment, a mile and a half in the middle of summer, tank top, no water because I'm an idiot. I was an idiot. Still kind of am. And I am out there for 3 hours from noon to 3 p.m. practicing this one spin. And the whole thing was like 4 different sets of 20 throws. And then every 4 throws, I had to go out and retrieve the actual implements. And I get done, right? I make it through the actual workout. And it was tough as hell. And I thought I was gonna pass out. I thought I was gonna die because if I had passed out, there's no one else out there. It was a scorching pavement I was practicing on. It was a hot day. I didn't have like a car or anything because I was walking, and I was exhausted. No water, no food, no snacks, nothing. And I make it through, tough as hell. And I say to myself, easy, I could have done more. So I've had this thing my whole life where once I do something, no matter how difficult it is, no matter how long it took, no matter how anything, I'm always telling myself I could have done more. Easy. That was an easy thing because I did it. Because I actually completed it, it was easy. I don't know what that says about me. It's always been a thing. Always something to deal with, too. A lot of my work ethic comes off of spite. I want to do good in spite of something. I want to do good in spite of someone else. But in turn, now I'm working hard for the thing that I don't want to control me. It's just one of those things. I think it's just one of those things I have to deal with. But I don't want to. I'd rather just be happy. I don't think that's true. I think I would rather struggle and work on something. I would rather train for something. I would rather grind for something. And if I don't have a goal, I can't work for anything. So I set some goals for myself right now for Eat the Blank page specifically. My goal is 1,000 subscribers, which is a lot, but we're doing better. The thumbnails are coming along good, workflow's good, videos, the bite-sized videos and the shorts are good. They're doing a little bit better. I'm experimenting right now, and so they should be doing better soon, hopefully. Victor Stories is at I want to get it to 100,000 subscribers. I'm at 68. Whatever. I feel like if I get one video that really goes, should be all good. But it's more wishful thinking than anything else. But that's what I want to talk about. Expectations. I expect certain things. I come to expect certain things out of myself. I've taken a year and 4 or 5 months on a book, And that might not sound like a lot of time, considering that some people spend years on books. But I wanted to have this thing done by last December. So like a few months ago. And, I couldn't make that happen. I am told I'm doing really good. And I'm told by my beta readers that it's coming out very well, but I have a hard time believing that. And I just want to be honest with you guys. I don't have a lot of you guys to actually be honest with. And I understand that. I wish myself to be more successful, of course. Everyone wants to be doing better. But I'm just trying not to be selfish, I guess. I'm trying not to be, why am I not doing better? Because I feel like I'm doing great. I just have to keep up the actual work of it, which I enjoy the actual work of it a lot. I enjoy doing this a lot. And I hope I can actually get some, even there. I'm thinking about the clips that I'm going to make from this. I'm thinking about the segments of this story. I'm beating myself up currently about not keeping a straight, continuous line of dialogue that I can fit into a short, and it's pissing me off. I guess it shouldn't. It is part of the workflow, but I do enjoy doing this though. Podcast. I mean, I just want to start making it more of what it can be, what it is, what I want it to be. But I need to define to myself what I want it to be. In the beginning, we were doing a lot of page eater prompts, which I thought was a great idea. Where I gave out an idea to the community and they would give it back. I just didn't have any community, and I still kind of don't have a community. I'm very, very grateful for you guys that have actually taken the time to subscribe and watch the videos and everything. But I was batting out of my league. I don't know a good saying for this, but I was doing things that weren't for my size of channel. Like I feel like I barely get across the point that this is a podcast for people who like to write, people who like stories, people who like diving into things. And where are we at? We're at 24 minutes of me just talking about how I'm kind of sad. But expectations can be a lot, especially when you put them onto yourself. Like expectations for this book that's about to come out, for my book that's about to come out, is just immense. The weight of the world, really. And I want to put out at least 50 books in my lifetime. So why is the first one so important? I get caught up a lot of the time in thinking that the first step, this first book, is everything. Where is it on my board? Okay, I think I erased it at some point. I have a board up here. It said the first step is not the end of the journey. And so I'm trying to keep that in mind, where it's like, I just need to get this first one out. I need to go through the process. I need to understand the process. And then I'm going to be able to refine it, get it down packed. I want to get 2 books out a year, do this for 25 years, that kind of thing. I want to eventually be able to get 3 books out a year, which would be awesome. But I want them to be good. So I think I'm going to stick to 2 a year, a 6-month work cycle for each book, that kind of thing. I already have a lot planned out, so for the next few years, I'm already kind of booked up on book ideas, which you guys are going to be really excited for. I just need to get this first one out. So the expectations put onto this are I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen at all. Maybe tomorrow, my day 3 of 30, getting 100,000 followers on TikTok blows up, and I get 2 million followers, and now everyone's eyes are on me, and the podcast blows up tomorrow based off of a random short that I made that goes viral, and I get like 100,000 followers from here, and this starts picking up, and this starts making money, and I can quit my day job, and I can do this full time, and I can write full time, and I can really follow my dreams there, or nothing. I put out the book, I continue with the podcast, I continue with these videos, and nothing happens. I need to be prepared for both realities. So I guess expectation really is being comfortable with the possibility of every possibility. Picking what possibility you want, right? You're expecting something. You have hopes for something. You've put in work into something, and you expect that work to come back to you in full return, kind of thing. And I have hopes for the book. I have hopes for the podcast. I have hopes for my work as a person. But like I said, I need to be ready for anything and accept that just as likely as it is that everything goes crazy, blows up, I become a new face of a brand or whatever the fuck. I become super famous, well known. Everyone buys my books. Everyone loves my books. Everyone loves my stories. I speak at conferences. I go to community events. I form like a publishing house or a content, whatever, like something, like just the most absolute best case scenarios for everything. I need to be equally accepting that nothing is going to come from any of this. I can't accept that, though. I can't accept that reality. I guess I have too much pride or too much ambition or just enough to where I have my eyes set on a goal that I need to refine, of course, but I can't accept that nothing's going to happen. I can't accept that all of this is for naught, because it's what I want to do. I want to have a platform where I can go and talk about the things that I want to talk about, dive into the ideas, and have a space where I can talk about the things that I used to get picked on about, the things that people used to laugh at me about. Victor, why are you thinking so deeply about this? Victor, no one else talks about this stuff. We don't want to talk to you. I want this to be that space where I can put out those ideas, where I can talk deeply about these things. And while I don't think they're special thoughts, some people do. And hopefully I can find enough of those people that enjoy listening to my ramblings and my insights and can glean some sort of value, whether it be entertainment, whether it be some new way of thinking about something. Hopefully I can find enough of you guys to actually support myself, to put more of myself into this, give this more of my day, more of my attention, and that's all I really want. Does that make me special? No. Does that make me worthy of any success? Absolutely not. But, I want to say it. That's my podcast. So there it is. This feels like a good stopping point. I did want to talk about expectations and stories and how character arcs work and all that stuff, but maybe this was just a real breath of fresh air for myself to kind of put a lot of thoughts out there, and maybe I can connect with one or two of you. Hope everyone had a wonderful day today, and I hope you continue to have a wonderful day or night. I hope that I made your day just a little bit better. And don't forget to share the podcast with as many people as you can. Or care to. Or just leave. I mean, you made it this far. You might as well help me out a little bit. Like you owe me something. You don't. Just to be clear, you don't owe me anything. But I don't know, just a funny thought. That's it for this episode of Eat the Blank Page. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope everyone had a wonderful time, and I made your day just a little bit better. Have a good one. Goodbye.